Hi, I'm Dr. Asha. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to talk about conscious reinvention. Now, what exactly does that mean? I've been talking to a lot of people lately about reinventing themselves. A lot of business owners right now, because some of my clients that I work with in my online business are business owners, they're entrepreneurs, they're managers of large corporations. And one of the things that they're trying to figure out is how to reinvent and pivot. There are a lot of businesses right now that are having to do this. And so it got me thinking and talking in some of the other conversations that I was having about how do we do this at a micro level with our individual selves. Companies are doing it, businesses are doing it, institutions are doing it, schools are doing it. For example, incorporating more online schooling and maybe continuing that trend as we go further, even after the pandemic is behind us. Of really kind of looking at how can we do this? What can we do differently? What can we do to better our lives? One of the biggest things is that right now, because we've all been on some sort of lockdown, some sort of kind of internal, kind of having to stay in, kind of an internal process. Now, I know some of you, I have had conversations with some of you that have been having one heck of a time because everybody's at home. You're having to work from home. Your spouse is working at home. You've got kids at home that you're having to kind of play teacher as well. And that's very, very difficult to manage. However, when we really get through that initial upset and disruption, we can start to really consciously look at how are we managing this? How can this be? If we had to do this for the next year or two, could we do it? And in what way could we do it and keep a balanced life? Now that is consciously making choices. We could sit around and complain about how hard it is. We can sit around and get into the negativity about how noisy it is or how it's too bad that we can't go out shopping and we can't go to the movies, we can't go to concerts. However, if we stay in that way, we are consciously making a choice to have a negative mindset, to really influence every single day with that negativity and kind of like that real cynicism, actually. Now, whenever we choose to say, okay, let's see what surprises that we had today. What can we learn from this? How can we do things differently? And that's what a lot of businesses are doing. But as an individual, we are able to do that as well. And whenever we can do that and learn how to cultivate that habit, it really changes the outcomes that you have. It changes the experiences that you will have. And so whenever we're talking about conscious reinvention, right now, ask yourself, are there areas of your life or are there things that you want to reinvent, that you want to recreate? It doesn't mean, there's no judgment, doesn't mean that you were doing anything bad or good or, that kind of thing. But it's more about in the here and now. How do you feel now that you've been doing things differently? Maybe you've had more time for your health and well-being, which I really hope that you have. You've had more time to exercise. You've had more time for your relationships. You've had more time to nurture your intimate relationships and your family life. You are now able to eat together, for example. I spoke to somebody yesterday that said she just loves having the whole family at home because they actually get to eat together for a change at dinner. And that's something that they haven't been able to do because everybody's schedule was so dispersed and so crazy busy that everybody was coming home at a different time and eating at a different time. And now they have this togetherness to be able to share and to nurture their relationships. We've got other people and other situations where people are starting to really focus on their health and well-being. They're going out for walks more. They're doing their yoga at home. They're starting to learn meditation. Lots of my clients have started really implementing their meditative practices, which I'm so proud about. I'm so happy for it because I'm starting to see, and they are starting to see, the changes and the implications that has throughout their life, in their relationships, in their personal life, but also in their business and work life. So when we're talking about conscious reinvention, think about today. Just sit down today, give yourself about 5 or 10 minutes just for yourself to really think about what are the areas of my life that I would like to see change. What are the things that I can do right now in order to implement that change? And it may just be a mindset shift. It may be something like the effect that you need to be able to see the possibilities rather than problems. You need to be part of the solution rather than creating more stress and more distress for yourself and for others around you, and how you can do that. There are many different techniques and many different ways that you can do this. But today, I just want to invite you to just kind of start thinking about it. Think about how you can consciously reinvent your life, and really utilize this time to pivot in whatever way you want to, or whatever way you need to. If you have any questions or need any support of this, please feel free to reach out to us and ask us any questions, set up a call, and we'll be happy to talk to you about this. Maybe there are some things that we can recommend for you that will help you get on your path of reinventing yourself consciously, making choices that are beneficial not only for you, but for those around you, and can help the greater good, so you can listen more to your higher self and get into living your life purpose in the way that you intended to do. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time.